Do you want to learn how to make wedding invitations that you could sell on Etsy? Then this video is for you. And the best part is that you don't have to be an artist or tech savvy to make beautiful invites that you could start making passive income with. So welcome everyone, and if you are new to the channel and want to learn how to build an impactful online business, consider subscribing. I upload weekly videos, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you are the first one notified of any new videos. Now, I have been personally selling digital products on my website and on Etsy now for 5 years. And one of the best parts of selling digital products is the little upfront cost. There's no shipping fees and low overhead expenses. And in today's video, I'm going to show you step by step how to create a wedding invitation using my favorite graphic design tool, Canva. I'm also going to show you how to create a mock-up. And keep in mind, everything I will show you today can be duplicated in your favorite software program, for example, Photoshop, if you like. I use Canva for my tutorials because it is user-friendly and the best choice for beginners. So let's head over to my computer to get this tutorial started. All right, so here we are on my computer. And the first tool that I wanted to show you before we start the actual tutorial is Creative Market. So for those of you that are watching my video for the first time, this is actually a tool that I recommend for everyone. Obviously, there's more sites out there similar to Creative Market, but this is like my favorite site. And basically, you could come in here and find fonts. You could actually buy clip art. You could buy pretty much anything for any digital product that you're creating. And you could also buy mockups as well. So for instance, if you're looking for fonts, you could just type in fonts. And you're able to find all of these beautiful fonts that you could use for your wedding invite and other projects in the future. And you could buy them, buy the commercial license, download it, and also upload it to Canva or upload it to your computer. And now you're able to use it in your favorite software. Maybe it's Photoshop or Illustrator, depending on what you use. Also, you could buy clip art. So let's say you want to buy flowers for your wedding invite. You could come in here. You could look at all of these beautiful flowers that they offer. They have a huge selection, so keep that in mind. Once you find something that speaks to your brand, speaks to the aesthetic that you want, this is one of the ones that I currently have. You just go in here and you can actually browse and see everything that comes included. A lot of these come with a lot of flowers. Like this one comes with a lot of different, it comes with 31 flower elements, 8 flower wreaths, 14 bouquets. So with a package like this, I could literally create like another 40 items for my store. So it's relatively cheap to buy something like this for a very low price and be able to create multiple of different things that you could sell. This is only $18. And keep in mind that when you're buying, one of the things you have to make sure that you do is you buy the commercial. So it gives you the option of personal, commercial, and extended commercial. So the commercial one is the one that I would recommend for you to buy, especially if you're starting out. This gives you the right to use the product with whatever you end up creating. You want to make sure that your final project looks different from the original file that you purchased. So make sure that you read the terms of usage from Creative Market. And another important thing to look at is the product specs. You want to make sure that the file right here, it says PNG or JPEG, because when you use Canva, it has to be JPEG or PNG. Make sure that you always check this before you buy, because if you buy a file, once you have it, you can't return it since it's digital products. And this is also available, or it's also compatible with Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, Affinity Designer, Affinity Photoshop, Photo, After Effects, all of these programs. So it's really nice that this particular seller made it available for all different types of programs. So once you find something that you like, just go ahead and buy it, and then you're going to upload the images to Canva. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm using Canva Pro, but you could use the Canva free version to create wedding invites. You don't necessarily need the Pro. If you want to try the Pro, I do have a referral link. You get 30 days for free. So I will leave my link right below this video. You could just click on it and it'll give you 30 days for free. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I always do, create a design. And from here, I'm going to make sure it's on inches, and I'm going to do 5 in width and 7 in height. So here is my template to create my wedding invite. If you want to add margins, if you want to add a print bleed, you can. It's really optional. I'm going to do it for the purpose of this video. So if you go to files and you click on margins, and then if you go to files and click on print bleed, keep in mind anything that you put outside of this dotted line will get cut off. So when either you print it at home or you take it to a printing, like a professional printing service, in that dotted line will get cut off. Normally that's where they cut it off. So just keep that in mind. And it is okay if some of the flour bleeds out. That's normal. So now that this is set up this way, I'm going to go ahead and start working with my text. I usually like to add my text first and then decorate it afterwards. And if you don't know what to put on a wedding invite, just go to Etsy. There's a lot of people that sell wedding invites. You could get an idea. Just try to make it your own. You could go to Zazzle.com. You could go to Shutterfly.com, look through their wedding invites and get more ideas as well. So that will give you a lot of different ideas of what to put. And that's what I did. I went to Shutterfly. So the one I'll be using today is from Shutterfly. And so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and click on add text. And I'm going to say you are invited, right, to the. And then what I like to do when I'm creating an invite is I like to create use different variations of fonts to make it more fun. So you could do that as well. Make sure that the fonts that you're using, you could use for commercial. You could either upload your own fonts, or you could read the terms of usage on Canva and it will tell you what fonts you could use. And they also offer free commercial fonts as well to use. I will leave that link right below the video as well. So let's go ahead and I'm going to say welcome to the wedding. And then I'm going to duplicate this one here by clicking the plus right here. It just makes it so much easier when you're creating something. So I'm going to say celebrating the marriage of, and then I'm going to duplicate this because I want to use this for the names as well. So I'm going to say Michelle Brown, make it a little bit smaller so it could fit. And I'm going to say Ann Carl Smith. Some people put the first and last name. Some people put just the name, the first name. I think it looks better with like the first and last name. So I like how that looks so far. I'm going to duplicate this and put it down here. And then down here, I'm just going to have like the date, right? So Saturday. If you want to forward this part while I'm typing this, you feel free to do so. Keep in mind, you could change the font. You could change the color of the font as well. So at 4 in the afternoon. And then I'm going to put the address, right? So the First Baptist Church. And then I'm just going to put the actual address, 123 Main Street, Chicago. That's where I'm at. And then what I like to do is put reception to follow. Some people put the address on the bottom of the reception. Some people do a separate card for that. It's really up to you how you want to do it. One thing that's really, really important is that if you plan to create a robust line of different products, like you're planning to create, in addition to this, you're planning to create like a wedding RSB card for this, maybe a sitting chart, maybe a menu. Make sure that you jot down what fonts you use, because for many people that are buying from you, they're going to want the same style, the same aesthetic. They want the same fonts for everything. And you're going to get people that are going to buy from you the invite, the table numbers, the sitting chart. So make sure that you know, okay, this style has this font, especially if you're creating different designs for your store. And then what I'm going to do is, after I'm done, this looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and decorate my invite. So keep in mind, anything after this dotted line does get cut off. Before that, it doesn't. So just keep that in mind. And what I'm going to do is I already uploaded my images that I'm going to be using for this invite. But if you haven't, all you do is click on Upload Media, Device, and then you just pick from your files and then drop it to the computer or drop it inside Canva. So I already have mine here. So let me go back to it. And oh, sorry about that. Here we go. So I'm going to do this one in the corner over here. So I'm going to put this one right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And I like how that looks right there. And then a quick way to kind of duplicate this and put it over here is that I just click on duplicate, move it this way, and then I click on flip horizontal and then move it up. And it's already sized exactly the way this one is sized. So it just makes it so much easier. And I kind of like that, how it looks already. So I'm going to keep it right there. If you ever need to measure something to make sure it's even, you could use rulers by clicking on File, Show Rulers. And you could just drag it down and see, okay, is it, even if you wanted to. And then when you're done, you could just kick it off up and then the ruler goes away. I'm going to put a flower like right here in the middle. Let me see if I'm able to do some, make it a little bit smaller. Maybe a tab, a little smaller. Oh yeah, right there, perfect. And then I'm going to put something here and here. So I think I'm going to use, because I downloaded the same flower, I'm going to use the same flower, but I'm going to put it over here. And I'll make it a tab smaller. And then I'm going to duplicate it, right? And put it on this side. Another cool thing about Canva is that if you want to change the font color of this, you could click on A right here for text color. And you could actually pick the colors from the actual clip art to match any of these colors that you see. So I like this little peach color or coral, maybe coral, right? But looks how pretty it looks. And then down here for reception to follow, I could do the same. I could go to text color and I could do, let's say I wanted to do this green one right here, and it matches the colors of this. And then I could do the same with their name as well if I wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to do the green as well for that, so it could look a little bit different. But I'm pretty happy with how it looks. Now, once you're happy with how it looks, all you need to do is download the file as a PDF file, because with Canva, PDF file will give you a high quality 300 dots per inches. If you save it as a PNG or JPEG, it does not give you 300. It'll be 96 dots per inches. So keep that in mind. You could use an online converter to change it from PDF to JPEG or PDF to PNG if you need to. But what you would do is name your file. So I always say 5x7 with bleed or 5x7 and no bleed, right? Because some people will request you with bleed, some people don't. It's up to you what you want to offer in your store. If you're offering it with bleed or both options, make sure you name the one that has the bleed. I always do that. Just name the file, which is this, and then download as a PDF print and then download it. This will be the file that you will upload on Etsy for your customer. Once they give you the information, you edit the information, you show them approve of it, and they're happy with it. This will be the final file that you will give them. Now, the second part of this tutorial, I want to show you how to create a quick mock-up using Canva. So I'm going to show you that now. So I'm going to save this file as a PNG for the purpose of the mock-up. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. This is a PNG one here. And I'm going to go ahead and upload it back to Canva. And you see how the lines are there no more? That disappears. But when they print it out in a professional setting, it will get cut off right there. Keep that in mind. The printer settings have it will fill in the blank and know that it needs to be cut off there. So just know that. So now we're going to go ahead and create the mock-up. So I'm going to go to Home. Keep in mind when you're uploading images as a mock-up, it has to be 2000 at least pixel. So I tend to use 2500 by 2300 pixel. You could play around with this. This is not, it doesn't have to be exactly what I did. This is just an example of what I use. And from here, what I do sometimes is either I go and find a flat lay, something like this, or so I go to photos and I type in flat lay, and it gives me all of these options. Sometimes I'll use a picture like this, put it in, I'll show you so you guys can see. So let's say I wanted to use something like this. I would use the image. Now I do have Canva Pro, so I could use this image for free. A lot of times if you don't have the Canva Pro and you like an image, it might cost you $1. So just keep that in mind. And then what I do is once I have the photo, I'll put this right on top. And this could be a mock-up, just a simple mock-up, something that you could do. So another option that you could do is buy a mock-up from Creative Market and upload it to Canva. You could do that as well. Like this is a mock-up for an art printable that I have. So you could do that. And then the third option is Canva offers mock-ups as well. So if you type in under photos, wedding mock-ups, you will find some as well right here. They have different options. Some might be the right one, some might not, because they have additional things on the photo. It's just finding one that maybe resonates with you. This is a good one here. I'm going to use this one here. And I like this one because it has the little shadow versus this one doesn't. So it looks like it's an actual physical product. So I'm going to go ahead and fit this to my mock-up. So I'm going to stretch it out. I want to make it a little bigger. Put it this way, kind of center it. I kind of like it right there. Now I'm going to upload the image that I did already, this one here. And I'm going to try to fit it in the paper. So I'm going to put it right there, make it a tad smaller, and maybe twist it a little bit because it looks like the other one is not as straight. Let's see. And then maybe, let's see now. That looks pretty good, you know, so you're not going to get it as perfect, but as long as you get it as close as possible, I think you'll be fine. So let's see. See how this one is showing the white there? It might not be a bad thing. It could look like it could be an envelope on the back or something. You could always stretch it out a little bit more and then push it down. You have to play with it until you find the right spot for it. And let's see, maybe just leave the little white. Let's see. That don't look too bad. But you could use a mock-up like this. You could do it this way, or you could upload, like I said, your own mock-up so you could use that. If you're happy with how it looks, then all you need to do is download it. You could download it as a PNG or JPEG. It doesn't really matter. Download it, and you will use this as your Etsy mock-up for your Etsy listing, for your digital product, basically. But this is how simple it is to create your own wedding invitation using Canva. Keep in mind, like I said in the beginning, you could duplicate this same method and do the same thing I did on Adobe Illustrator, on Adobe Photoshop, whatever program you currently use. Just follow all the steps that I showed you today. But if you have any questions about anything I mentioned today, make sure that you leave the questions right below this video, and I'll be more than happy to answer. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, share this video as well, and let me know if you enjoyed it, because then I know to create more videos like this on digital products. And thanks again for watching.